Hello! Welcome to the Shark Stream. It's me, it's Gage. Hi, how are you doing? Hello, Designer Gaze. Welcome. Good to see you. I am currently snacking a bit to supplement the food that I had earlier. Hello, Polben. So I can have this energy drink that I got. I don't know if this is like a new product that Rockstar has, but Rockstar has this new stuff, Rockstar X-Durance. It's a sugar-free energy drink, which sugar-free carbonated drinks, always a bit of a toss-up in my mind. The Mountain Dew Rise energy drinks were sugar-free, and they were pretty good. But normally, like, with sugar-free stuff, you got the gross aspartame taste. But unfortunately, the grocery store that I go to apparently has stopped carrying the Mountain Dew Rise energy drinks. So I gotta find something new. Hence, me picking this up. It's blue raspberry flavor, so I'm hoping it's good. Had a long-ass sleep, need some rest because of the COVID booster on Thursday. I understand that. Yep, we will be partaking in gamer juice momentarily. So today, we're heading back into the darkness too. Bit of a late start today, due to some commitments I had earlier in the day. As well as, I had mentioned last time that in the darkness too, one of the things that you can do is you can pick up collectibles. And these collectibles will have, like, they'll have full descriptions, they'll have important lore information. Things that are, in fact, going to be relevant to the story of the game and things that are going to happen in the game. So it's actually kind of important that we do like a run-through of most of them. But problem is, this game likes to throw around some, maybe let's say less than savory language. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to run through all of the descriptions real quick. And just make sure that I noted off, like, which ones had stuff in them that I would just need to be like, okay, we're either going to skip this one, or I'm going to go ahead and give, like, a warning prior. I'm, like, down to the point in this bag of tortilla chips that, like, there aren't any good tortilla chips. Like, scoop up salsa with. I just have, like, bits and pieces. Which is always, like, kind of a downer. Now, my plan was that I was going to run through all those descriptions ahead of time and have a list put together well in advance. But gosh darn it, wouldn't you know it, I completely forgot about doing it until today. Has anyone ever nicknamed you as Shark Boy? I think I've had a couple people call me that. I've never seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I think I tried to once and I couldn't get through it. I didn't get very far into it at the very least. Alright, let's go ahead and see how this tastes. That's not bad. It's a little bit fruitier than I was expecting it. But I'll take fruity over aspartame taste any day. Oh! So, not even as a kid. I never saw it as a kid. I want to say I was already in high school when that movie came out. But sharks themselves weren't like a part of my brand until, like, I want to say probably around abouts college, honestly. Well, maybe not college. Maybe like late high school, honestly. I had my first kiss in an aquarium in front of like a tank full of sharks, and it's just like coolest thing ever. Love that for me. What was I saying? This music is reminding me. There is something that I wanted to talk about the other day that I didn't get a chance to. So, as viewers may be aware, because I mentioned this when I was playing Order 1886 because the Game Awards were happening at the same time. The trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is out. And it showed off Eggman's new look. It showed off kind of slightly updated looks for Sonic, Tails. Showed off Knuckles, which, like, holy shit. And it kind of been showing that it's going to be leaning a little bit more on kind of like the lore that we're all sort of familiar with. Not in any way that's like super like, oh, we're just basically retelling the stories of like Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 or anything, but just like something that takes those lore pieces and kind of uses them to craft the story based on kind of like what they've set up from the first movie. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I'm going to go see it in theaters, and it's going to be dope as hell. But something that I noticed is that one thing that is being introduced in this movie is GUN, the Guardian Units of Nations. AKA the major military force that has been present since about Sonic Adventure 2. And there's a shot in that trailer where there is a character who looks like the gun commander from Shadow the Hedgehog, the guy with the heterochromia. And I really hope it's the gun commander from Shadow the Hedgehog. Because here's the thing. Whenever there's like an adaptation of like film, live action series, animated series, whenever there is some kind of adaptation, one of the things that bugs the hell out of me is when they have a character who 100% definitely has an analog in the comics, like, there is a character in the comics or in the source material that fits the role that this character in the adaptation is in, but they don't make that character the same character. Like, the big one that I can think of is The Dark Knight. There is a character in The Dark Knight who, for all intents and purposes, fits the exact same role as Harvey Bullock. But he's not fucking Harvey Bullock. For some reason. I don't know why. So, if, in fact, and I looked it up, and there is a character whose name is like Commander Watson or something in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I looked it up, and if, in fact, this is the gun commander from... this character is intended to be the gun commander, and they are just going ahead and just making him the character from Shadow the Hedgehog, I'm going to be so excited. Listen, that game sucks. Okay? I'm not here to try and, like, convince anyone that Shadow the Hedgehog isn't a bad game. It is. But, like, I guess my point is that if there's something there already, you might as well use it. If we already have a character in the established canon who, and by the way, the character doesn't have a name outside of being the commander. If we already have a character in the established canon who fits a specific role, and you need a character in your adaptation for that particular role, you might as well use the one from the established canon. Even if you're going to make them, like, slightly different, like, that's fine. Who cares, you know? Even if you're going to make it different, you might as well just do it. I don't get the dislike for Shadow the Hedgehog. It just doesn't... It's not a good game. Honestly. Like, listen, I love Shadow as a character. I love a lot of the things that that game does, but it's not fun to play. For me, at the very least. But then, I don't know. It's been a while since I last played it. And, I mean, like, I had an abysmal time with Sonic Heroes. I don't know how if it could potentially be any better than that. You meant the character? I love Shadow. I think Shadow's great. I love Shadow's entire character arc up through Sonic 06. I think what Sega is doing with him now could be better. Like, I've been keeping up with, like, the IDW comics and things like that, and they've made Shadow a little bit of a jobber, unfortunately. And that sucks. But I love Shadow as a character. I think he is a fantastic part of the greater Sonic the Hedgehog cast. And I actually do... And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I am glad that there seems to have been sort of a cultural turnaround on how people feel about the extended cast of Sonic the Hedgehog. Because I remember growing up in a time where people were exhausted by how many additional characters were added to the games. Just being like, I just want to play as Sonic. These days it's like, no, you know what? I actually really like this ensemble of characters we have. I love the Chaotix. I love Shadow, Rouge, Omega. I love fucking Blaze the Cat. Tangle and Whisper from the comics are great, as are, like, all the other characters from the comics. Surge, Kit, Dr. Starline. Like, fuck. Alright, we gotta get in here. There's a time I said Sonic franchise is probably the most overrated game franchise ever. I mean, in terms of, like, overall quality of its entries versus, like, how big of a fandom it has, like, it's admittedly kind of... Sonic coasts on a lot of things, unfortunately. A good chunk of the games just aren't good. But, like, when something good comes out of it, it's, like, it's enough to carry that series for years. Like, it's why you still have people doing fan art of, like, the Sat AM crew. It's why you still have people, like, talk about, like, how good the late Archie run is, or how good the IDW run is for the comics. That's how Ruby haters viewed the Ruby series. I wouldn't really know, honestly. I haven't watched anything from Ruby since, like, the end of Season 4. I keep meaning to catch up. But, like, I saw someone mention that if the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie and Sonic Frontiers, which I'm excited for Sonic Frontiers. I really want to see where that game goes. If both of those like, Sonic is on some level still coasting on the success of Mania. If Sonic Frontiers and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 both stick the landing, or if even one of them sticks the landing, honestly, then the franchise can coast on that for years. Anyway. Now, I went through all that trouble of going through all of the collectible descriptions. We're not even going to look at those yet. We have a little bit to get through before it's actually kind of... It would actually be, like, appropriately story relevant for us to look at them. I forgot to unmute, which is probably good because that was kind of a loud sequence right there. Shiny Hedgehog the game was that edgy. At best was more DCEU movie edgy than Saw movie edgy. Yeah, I mean, I guess. It's goofy in how edgy it is, and I kind of like that. Like the fucking line, "This is like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me." It's just like, that's just comical. Like, that's funny. Wasn't that edgy. Right, yeah. I more or less understand what you mean. So, last time, what had happened was we were trying to find out some details about the dudes that attacked us in the restaurant. And we got a tip about this brothel. Now, this game takes place in New York, as opposed to someplace like Nevada, where brothels aren't exactly legal. They are, in fact, illegal. So this isn't like some sort of like fancy place. This is like a place that like they gotta run in secret because illegal things is what they's doing. It's a little weird to be doing this because, like, we were just playing Order 1886, which also prominently features a brothel. Like, I don't know. There was just a period of time, I guess, where just, like, everyone just, like, God, you know what our game needs? A fucking brothel, I guess.
What about the blind guy and the horse? Yeah, I heard about that last week.
Oh, hold on.
No, trust me. This is the good one.
Not like I got a choice. Go ahead.
Listen to this guy.
So listen to this one. They have the Gorbachev, Ronnie Reagan, and Tito. They in the airplane. And,
Whoa, Tito, what the fuck is the Jackson 5 doing on a plane with Reagan and Gorbachev?
no, man, Tito, the president from Yugoslavia. Are you gonna let me finish this funny or what? Okay. So Gorbachev, Ronnie Reagan, and Tito, okay, they in the airplane. So they fly for a little bit, and then Gorbachev, he stick his hand out the window.
Yeah.
He says to the two guys, "Oh man, now we're flying over Russia."
Yeah.
And they look at him, and they say, "How you know?" He goes, "Because my hands have just feel the top of the Kremlin." They're like, "Oh man, that's something, that's something." So they're flying the plane a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then Ronnie Reagan, he stick his hand out the window. And then he goes, now we're flying above USA, baby. And they say to him, "How you know you fly over USA?" He goes, "Because my hand it touched the top of the Empire State Building."
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, man, wow. So then they fly a little bit more. And Tito, he stick his hand out the window. He goes, now we fly over Yugoslavia. And they looking at him. They say, "How you know you fly over Yugoslavia?" He goes, "They took my watch."
I got one question for you. Why the fuck would they go to Yugoslavia?
Forget about it. You don't know what's funny.
Dude, that's not even the point of the fucking joke. Come on. You don't know what's funny.
Hey, don't I know you?
I don't think so, Chief. I'm sure you'd remember.
I gotta frisk you, tough guy.
Kind of weird that the guy with, like, the Slavic accent is not the one wearing the tracksuit.
Arms to your sides.
This is a friendly joint. No trouble. You packing tonight, hotshot?
Who, me? And spoil the party?
Yes, he's clean.
Get inside. Have a nice evening.
Cool, thanks.
Right through this door, pal.
Alright. Hey,
I
what's
can
up?
make all your dreams come true.
I'm sure you can. Alright, so we are looking for someone specific. Can I get... Hold on.
Hi there, baby. You looking for a good time?
Oh, you're the person I'm looking for.
You must be Venus. I'm Jackie, Vinny's friend.
Well, any friend of Vinny's is a friend of mine. Why don't you come up to my room? I think I could arrange something special
Oh, hi,
just
early
for you.
2010s female NPC.
Follow me, handsome.
Those guys look like they are fucking, like, special forces or some shit. Hey guys, how's it going?
Yes.
Goodness. You want to talk a little bit quieter there, pal? How's it going?
Okay, listen. There's no cameras in these elevators, but we ain't got much time. I stashed Vinny's gun in my room. These new guys find it, they'll kill me. They don't play games, Jackie. These are some messed up fucking people. They're all tweaked out and shit. Just promise if anything goes wrong, you won't rat me out.
I will
So we gotta get
absolutely
up to the
not
third
rat
floor
you out.
Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Come on, it's this way.
There's stuff going on in all these rooms. We're not going to worry about it.
All this suffering.
Dude, you're peaking my audio. Can you chill?
Look, all I'm saying is we go to management and air our concerns.
Have you seen this new guy? The hunchback guy? You're gonna ask that fucking abomination for a raise?
I figured you could go ask him. You're better at that shit than I am.
Just keep your fucking eyes on the job. I come back up here.
Yeah, this place
anywhere
looks like
but
shit.
where you're supposed to be. You do
This is definitely not up to code, I gotta tell you. Like, you don't even have any clearly marked fire exits.
Got something for you. They closed off the top 2 floors. We figured they was just shooting pornos up there. But then, Chantel went to go see that hunchback guy on the 3rd floor. Now we ain't seen her in a month. Here, this is from Vinny.
Nice.
Sick.
Now you go find these assholes and make sure you give them one for me. Shoot Quasimodo upside the head and put us all out of his fucking misery.
Alright.
I hate this fucking place.
That could be worse.
He said no makeup, you stupid fucking
I should have been a
whore.
cop.
You look like a fucking clown crap. Now I gotta go my sister off my dick.
Yoink.
I want another chance. I'm down.
Whoop. Haha, pop.
I should have been the fuck is wrong with me?
Ooh.
Suck on this, Jackie!
No. Ow. Rude.
That's the condom!
Excuse me. Alright. That out. Eat. Another one. Put that over there. Thankfully, it's only really intense sources of light that we gotta worry about. Excuse me. That. This. Okay. A ghost!
It should have died, Jackie!
Thanks, though. Let's just... Hello?
Gonna get it, Estacado! Eat that!
Hey, come here real quick. Grabs your throat. Let's see. Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Can't do anything about that, unfortunately.
Can you get up to that vent?
Right, gonna need your help here. Close your beepers a tick.
Alright.
Wait. What did you do?
Ah, neat little trick, innit? Now you see what I see, don't you? How's the view?
Short. Let's get moving.
Do you hear that sound, brothers? It's the cry of the beast, drawing ever closer. The darkness loves us. This I know. As it tells us so.
Huh. Alright.
The relic will hold it. Once we have it, the world will be ours.
Yeah.
Brother Victor was the one who found it. Yes, it was lost. But Brother Victor searched for years. He scoured the world. It belongs with us.
Random thing to share. I came across a post and takes about how children permanently ruined dialogue, writing, and televisions and films. I did see that. I think that was in regards to Cowboy Bebop. I don't know about permanently ruined necessarily. I think there's places for all sorts of like writing styles and stuff like that, but I do take umbrage with literally everything trying to sort of emulate that.
Open this door, and I'll ask him myself.
Sin produces dark essence. Dark essence gives us power. And sin is profitable.
Yeah, pretty sure that's bad.
Yeah. Something's not right here.
I think part of it, I remember, I want to say it was when Avengers came out. He had done like an interview or something where he was talking about like his writing style, about how like, you know, have all the serious scenes that you need, but like at the end, for the love of God, crack a joke. And it's just like, okay, the way that has kind of like evolved over time is that you get these movies where like no one takes anything seriously. And it's just like, there was a really good piece of advice I saw about how, like, you can have a story that doesn't take itself seriously as long as the characters take it seriously. And I think that's a really important, like, thing to understand.
This place.
Someone's getting nervous. I'm so sneaky.
Wait a minute. Get closer to him. I want to see what I'm up against.
With pleasure.
I'm so sneaky.
Close enough for you.
Wow, he's a little fucked up, huh? The Brotherhood are characters in the comics, but like much like a lot of stuff between the games and the comics, generally I think the game does stuff a little bit better overall. I'm gonna go ahead and just...
You are my puppet.
I heard a noise.
No, you didn't. I mean, what? Nobody here but us chickens.
I heard something. Your weakness will expose you. Who are you?
Woo! Well, could have gone better, but not about to complain. Woohoo. All right. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, let's see here. Head on in here. Drops down.
That fuse box on the wall.
Got your throat. Whee! This is kind of reminiscent of when you would use Creeping Darkness in the first game.
Much better.
Hey everybody! It's me, Jackie Estacabo.
Come on. Let's find the rest of these assholes.
Alright, what do we got in here? We got anything cool? We got good stuff? Ooh. Hell yeah.
It's just like Swifty said. These guys know everything about me. Go no further.
Nah, I think I will. I got Jenny on here even. I don't need to purchase anything. I'm all good. Alright, let's go. Yeet! Whoop. Ah, I see. Okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I know you don't like it. You big baby. Darkness is just a big baby. They're like, oh no, I don't like the light. No. Hello, Mr. Brotherhood. Are you in here? Hello? Are you in here?
Can we go tear someone apart now?
Sure. Yeah, that's me. Barf. Ah. These motherfuckers got flash bangs? Ah, shit, fuck. Ah, goddamn. Battery. Anyway. What did you find? Find some good stuff? Oh, hold on. Let me just get rid of this thing. Let's grab this. Have some fun with this. Ah. Who is shooting me? Definitely heard someone shooting me. And felt it, also. Important to note. I did feel that person shooting me as well.
Why are we standing around?
Ooh, don't like it.
He's trapped. Shit! The light of God shines upon.
You're losing it, Jackie!
God shines upon. Get away from the light. Do it. He's trapped.
Ah, dip. Ah, jeez.
God shines upon him.
So predictable. Prepare the cipher.
Ow.
He's coming too.
Ow. Ow, stop it. Ow. That hurts. Ow. Ow.
What the hell are you doing?
He's awake. Good. Keep him focused.
Oh, that wasn't necessary.
I like the way he feels. He feels sticky.
That's
Go
a
about your
weird thing to
duties.
say,
When
but
the transfer
cool.
is complete, then we'll have what we came for.
I want you to believe me. I wish this could have been any other way, Jackie.
But we all have tough choices to make, and this is yours.
So you're the fucker who tried to hit us at the restaurant, huh?
Don't talk and don't think. Just listen.
I'm gonna think a little
You've
bit.
been keeping something that was once lost. Something that doesn't belong to you. Now you have to choose to give it back. What happens to you is of secondary concern. I only care about one thing. I want the darkness.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't. But the fact is, you're careless. And far too many criminals in this city believe you have a demon living inside you. The restaurant was a test to be certain you were the new darkness host. Now you've passed that test, we want it back. I feel you shifting in there. Are you getting nervous? You're too stupid to give the darkness the fear and respect it deserves, Jackie. It prefers the company of a moron it can control, and it loathes the sight of an intelligent man who can control it. Now I'll ask just once. Will you give me the darkness of your own free will?
No.
Why don't you try and take it if you're such a fucking genius?
If you read anything but comic books and menus, you'd know there are rules. The host may only give up the darkness by choice. I'm afraid I have to help you make that choice. Mr. Peevish, if you'd be so kind.
Watch this, pretty boy. It's your own personal snuff movie.
The darkness made you watch your girlfriend's murder. Your first meaningful act as its host was one of submission. Face it, Jackie. You can't control the darkness, and you never could. Best to give it back to the people who can. That stream of dark essence flowing into the siphon tells me you're already thinking of giving it up. Let's see if I can grease the wheels of that decision. Mr. Bragg.
So, this was your girlfriend, huh, Jackie boy? I guess whores with lip rings give good head. What's the matter? Couldn't fuck her face when her head was blown off?
You need to die.
Jackie? Oh, Jackie, the whole damn place is overrun! Don't give an inch, Jackie. They don't got the whole place yet.
Shut up!
You're under attack all across the city. We have the means and the intent to bring your organization to its knees, and within minutes, we'll control your home. So think fast, Jackie. This isn't just about you anymore. Make a choice. Left
Calamity,
or right.
can I help you?
Jackie, don't give in! This isn't your fault.
Oh, the melodrama. Isn't
Nitty.
that what Jenny said right before you watched her brains blown across a window, Jackie?
Jackie! Jesus Christ! You should have picked me! You should have picked me!
You made a bad decision to let the genie back out of the bottle, Jackie. To the darkness, you're just a puppet made of skin and gristle. Last chance. Will you give me the darkness of your own free will?
Fuck you!
Then not of your own free will. I'm trying to help you, but if you're too stupid to see it, I'll negotiate in a language even you can understand. Mr. Bragg, kill everyone in the mansion. Find the old lady and tear off both of her arms.
Hey, how about I tear off her useless old tits? What do you think of that, Jackie boy?
I think you're gonna die.
You couldn't control the darkness. And now you're going to lose everything you cherish because you don't have the sense to accept your limitations. Break his will. He will beg us to take it from him.
Jackie! You must resist.
Huh?
Project the darkness.
Why?
Never! I'm done with you.
Do not let them take me.
Fuck you. I'm done being a puppet.
You will do my bidding.
Give me one good reason.
Oh. That's a pretty good reason.
Her soul is mine. You will do my bidding!
Kind of a serious part of the
Jenny's
Witchblade
dead,
comics.
idiot. Focus.
Yep.
Give me the darkness, or your dear old Aunt Sarah is worm food.
I can't.
You leave me no choice but to use the siphon, Mr. Peevish.
The binding rituals are nearly prepared. Won't be long now.
Good. Keep working him over. I want him as weak as possible when the ritual begins.
Ow.
Resist.
He's free! The host broke free!
Whoop. Gotcha. You know how I discovered Witchblade? Through the anime series. I remember watching some of the Witchblade anime and thinking it was pretty good.
Get outside and lock the fucking door! I tried to give you an out, Jackie, so don't ever say you weren't given a choice. You brought this on yourself, and you've brought it on your family. I was only trying to help you.
You got a funny way of helping.
You won't die, Jackie. The darkness won't let you, but by the time you get out, your Aunt Sarah will be gutted and boned, and you'll have gained nothing. Think about just how powerless you are, because next time, I won't ask so nicely. Torch the entire building!
Ah, no, don't do that. I'm, like, still in here. So yeah, Venus has unfortunately been killed.
For Jenny!
Fucking okay. There was a thing over on this desk, one of the collectibles. We'll get into those in a little bit. But I want to say that one in particular is one that we can go ahead and take a look at. I know that Witchblade also had like a live-action TV series, but I've never seen anything from that one. I read a bit of the Witchblade comics. They sure are from the 90s. Fucking love that dude's death noise. Just like, ooh, it hurts. Ooh, it don't feel good. Ouch. Oof, ouch, my bones. Ooh, goodness. Yeah, it's not a great trope to use, admittedly.
Break his face! Who's that? Hit me again!
Give me 1 second. Ow! Fuck off. I'm taking this. Stop it. Stop it. Ooh! Sweet mother of mystery! Anyone over here? Nobody? Okay, cool. So Darkness is like a cross between Spawn and Venom. Yeah, kinda. You know, like demon possession, get to do cool shit, and set in the Witchblade universe.
This one carries the darkness.
Ah! I was hoping to maybe go that way, but alright. Yeah, specifically, I know that, like, Witchblade was kind of Top Cow's big series, and then, like, things like The Darkness, Magdalena, or the Magdalene... I think it's The Magdalene is the other one? Is the other big spin-off?
Hey! Butch! Up here! Holy shit, Jackie! We thought you were done for. I know!
Garth
I gotta
Ennis
get
correctly.
They took the mansion! They're gonna kill everybody! Fuck! Meet me up ahead! I'll find my way down!
I don't remember having a whole lot against Darth Ennis, honestly. Darth Ennis? Garth Ennis. What the hell?
Take the siphon! It will make us complete! Shut up! She cries, Jackie!
I remember he did a run of Punisher that I really liked. Hey, catch. Co-created the character. I have a bunch of Darkness comics that I was, like, read through. I should read through more of them, honestly.
Bring it to me!
Dude, I get it. Fuck. Chill out. Ha, gotcha. Hey, catch. Yeet. Am I? Anyone else? I got stick. I know how to use. I will impale. Ugh, ah, shit! Ah, fuck. Ah, jeez. Ah, dip. Ah, man. Ah, beans, my guy. Whoa. Fuck. Alright. Okay, we're good. It's fine. We're all fine here. Woo! Stop. Stop it. Oh, wow. He's just gone. Ooh, revolver. Take that. Thank you. Thank you. Really? No? Okay. Let me just... no, I don't like it. The light points. Oh, sawed off. Hold on. My eye's itchy all of a sudden. Alright. Anyone else? Whoa. Oh. Oh no, what happened? What? Fucking, can I just... Here you go. There is the light. Is that one? Yep. Want popularity? Buy followers and viewers on... Wow. This one, let's go ahead and just get you out of here. I just remember this came out around the time when the game industry needed to make their games more edgy to get that respect from the public. Like, you know what David Cage said, gaming needs to be more mature. I don't know if it was that, like, gaming was getting more edgy or anything. This is still very much like, this is a fucking videos game. Like, honestly, the first game probably felt a little bit more along the lines of just like, oh, we need this to be, like, taken seriously.
Jack, thank God it's you.
And then there was the whole conversation in that game about
Kill everybody. Come on.
where to go where it would be publicly acceptable to have sex with a moose. Socially acceptable. Which was really weird conversation.
There was this priest that used to come around the orphanage, Father Alonso. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, and it ain't that kind of story. Anyway, must have been about 1,000 years old or something, real fire and brimstone type of guy. Used to tell us kids that hell wasn't some bullshit story they made up to keep us in line. It was fucking real. A fucked up place, where all the deadbeats, hookers, dealers, and junkies all ended up.
Alright, you have a good one, Santa Gaze.
If we weren't careful, that's exactly where we were gonna go. Fuck. If only it were that easy.
I got some umps, and I got a sawed off.
Yes! Rip them to pieces!
Sure thing.
Nice!
Ow. Alright, hold on. Here we go. Just get through this door. Can't open doors normally. I gotta tear them down. Jackie Estacado is not the kind of person to open a door like a normal fucking human being. Taking this. Yeet. I can't see anything. Heart. 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 Ow. There we go. I'm almost out of ammo. Well, let's go ahead and switch to the sawed-off. Heart. And heart. Grab that. Ooh. That was rude. Ow, 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 ow. Rude. I gotta get ammo, my guy. Chill. Nobody better be over here. What did I just say? Stop that. Ow, 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 ow. I need help. Yoink! The Brotherhood presents an interesting sort of like gameplay progression compared to the first game, because at the very least in the first game, like, most of the people that you dealt with didn't really know what was going on with you. I'm gonna take that and yeet. Get rid of this thing. So, like, by the end of the game, like, they figured, oh, he can just do weird shit in the dark, so, like, let's rig up a bunch of lights to shine on him. But, like, in this game, it's just like, oh, we know exactly what his deal is, so let's just send dudes out there with, like, giant portable spotlights. Holy shit, Dolfo. Are you okay?
Jesus, am I glad to see you. These guys came in like a bunch of fucking cockroaches. They're out of their minds.
And you're not?
I'm still alive, ain't I?
True.
More than can be said for these limp dick fucks when I'm done with them. You better head upstairs, boss. I got you covered down here. I ain't bleeding that bad. The elevator's coming down. Don't let anyone out of here, Jackie.
Jackie, it's me, Vinny. Don't shoot.
Oh, hey, Vinny.
Jesus Christ, boss. It's a real shit show up there. Your Aunt Sarah's hiding out in your panic room. We gotta get up there. Right now.
Okay,
you guys
hold on.
get upstairs. I'll hold the fort down here.
Dolfo, you are, like, not doing good. I don't know if you realize this. Things are going very poorly for you right now. I think there's usually, like, a collectible in here. I'm gonna just chomp. You hang in there, buddy, I guess.
Jackie, best day of the week so far.
All right. Where are we headed? Where are we going?
The color is inconsequential. You don't even have to know what the color is. There's air inside.
Ooh. I will take that, actually. Or do I want the Kalashnikov? No, I want the carbine. Johnny, how's it going?
Jackie, thank Christ you made it back here. We're in some serious shit, man.
Johnny, talk to me. What am I up against here?
The seal on the envelope you found on Swifty? It belongs to the Brotherhood.
The whomst?
The who?
They were the original keepers of the darkness, Jackie. The Brotherhood is the holy fucking grail of secret societies. They're led by a guy named Victor, high priest, royalty to them. He's not a good person, understand?
Yeah, we've met.
Yeah, I met that asshole. He came after me with some kind of thing. It was sucking the darkness out of me.
Get you a girl who can suck the darkness out of you.
The siphon of the Angelus. Jesus, I thought that thing was
Mitty,
lost
can I
for
help
good.
you? What are you doing?
Hoped it was lost for good.
What the fuck is it?
It's the device the Brotherhood used to cage the darkness. It's an instrument of light. It was made thousands of years ago. Some say it was forged by the Angelus itself. It's the only thing that can contain dark essence. Well, besides you. It's powerful, Jackie, and dangerous. If they found it, that's bad. Really bad. If the Brotherhood gets a hold of the darkness, who knows? But I'm sure it's not good.
All right. I get the picture. Look, stay put. I'm gonna put these fucks out of their misery.
All right, let's go.
Jackie, holy Christ, am I glad to see you.
How's it
We never
going?
saw these guys coming. They got into the damn kitchen.
Boss, who the fuck are these guys? They don't look like nobody I ever seen before.
Jackie, we gotta get you up to your Aunt Sarah. And hey, watch yourself out there.
You too, Vinny. You be careful.
Get your rope on. Come on.
Let's do this.
Don't worry, y'all. I'm like super good at video games. Oh, fuck. Barf. Take you and let's see here. Oh, no, he's dead. All right. Let's get some ammo. Hey. Hey, buddy. Maybe I should have taken a Kalashnikov. I didn't realize that this was just going to have like a 3-round burst. You know what? That's on me. My heart. My heart. Om nom nom.
Destroy them!
Stop that. Who's shooting me? Huh. Well. Yoink. I'm trying, okay? These are big lights these dudes are carrying.
Mutilate!
Sure. I mean, you don't really need to tell me to. I can do it. I can figure it out myself. Huh? Whoop! Stop it. Stop it. I don't need your fucking sass. Alright, I cleared him out of the kitchen. So Fat Tony will be excited with that. Be pleased with that. Hey guys.
Jackie.
Jimmy the Grape!
Your Aunt Sarah's upstairs in your bedroom, locked in your panic room. They're trying to break through the door. We gotta move now.
Sure thing, Jimmy the Grape.
Jack, you gotta get to your Aunt Sarah. Who are these fucking guys? I ain't never seen a woman like that before.
Oh, you know. Oh, shit. Alright, I think I got them all.
Just shoot the old bag. Aim for a risky old lady part.
Shut up! Why are you weird? Why are you all so weird? Heart. Heart. Heart.
We go tear someone apart now.
I heard... Ow, fuck.
Jackie, no! Oh, you'll come back from this. You know you will. And when you do...
Ooh, that is a lot of blood.
Wrong choice, Jackie boy.
Jackie, help me, please.
Wake up. Come on, Jackie, wake up. Everything's okay. There you go. You're out of it now. You fell out of the bed.
What?
You had a rough night, Jackie.
Yeah?
Been skipping out on your meds again, bud?
Huh.
We've been through this, Jackie. No answer means, no, I didn't take my medicine.
Vinny?
You're gonna get me in trouble with Dr. Vic again.
Vinny? I don't understand what's happening. Is this hell?
Okay, that's a new one.
This is the darkness, isn't it? It's some kind of trick.
Come on, Jackie, don't start talking about that stuff again, okay? The darkness isn't real. It's just in your mind.
What?
I'm sorry, but I know you get confused by all this. These bad dreams are a part of being sick. You gotta help us get you well again. I'll tell you what. You go by the dispensary before breakfast and I'll tell the doc you had a good night.
Okay. Alright, so... the plot device of protagonist is crazy and everything that is that happens in their head, and they're sitting in a mental hospital somewhere, is not always a good one, generally speaking. And I remember playing this for the first time, like, because generally when you get something like this, there's a lot of, like, exaggeration in one direction or the other to kind of, like, make you quit. Because, like, okay, what am I trying to say? Mental hospitals in media are not generally depicted well. And there's a lot of nuance here because the state of, like, the field of mental health is not necessarily in the best place that it could be, obviously. I'm not saying that, like, things like psychiatric hospitals and stuff like that are unequivocally a good thing, because there is, unfortunately, a lot of abuse in that field. That being said, when you get a game like, you know, David Cage was brought up earlier. When you get a game like fucking Indigo Prophecy, where David Cage is just like, oh yeah, everybody in a psychiatric hospital is scary and crazy and dangerous, it doesn't exactly paint either like mentally like ill people, or it doesn't paint mental illness in the best light. It also doesn't paint mental health facilities in the best light, which then of course goes on to make it so that people don't necessarily get the help they deserve. Now, this game, it does do this sort of like, is Jackie crazy? Is Jackie not crazy? Sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Plot device. Where there is sufficient, like, kind of like use of the like mental hospital parts of the game to be like, is it possible that this is all in his head? Like, I remember kind of questioning it when I played this game for the first time. The mental hospital sections of the game are a bit of a mixed bag, because the depiction of like the actual mental illness of the other patients in the hospital is not necessarily done well across the board. But generally speaking, the depiction of like the hospital and the staff is not bad, really. Like, you get a lot of like the people who are the characters who are depicted as members of hospital staff are generally depicted as like folks that really just kind of want to help the people that are there, but the problem then kind of falls to the patients, where it's all kind of like kind of comical. Oh, they're fun, crazy kind of mental health issues, which is not always good. But let's take a look around Jackie's room here.
Attaboy, Jackie.
Vince, can you give me like a second here? You got a bunch of things about...
Jackie, I'm
like,
so proud of you, bud.
I appreciate that. Like, that I'm glad you're proud of me. I'm trying to like read the stuff on the walls though. Can you just give me like 2 seconds? Things about like story, we're just like, bring us the siphon,
Like
kill everyone in the mansion. Does it look like things are going well? This seems bad. Artistic depiction of like darklings and tentacles and like the darkness heads. Jenny, where are you? Talking about Jenny. Jenny, I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you. We've got some actual darkness comic books over here. Like, these are actual covers from the comic series. We got the My Ravioli's Too Spicy. A bright, energetic, side-splitting comedy. Yeah, man, give me a second. We got all this stuff. Look at this cool drawing of a dinosaur astronaut.
I'm so proud of you, bud.
Okay, the more you say it, the less genuine it sounds. And we got like mental hospital chic. Got some VHS tapes. Trying to see what some of these fucking say. Well, whatever. Let's just go.
Attaboy, Jackie.
I'm not even supposed to be here.
Just calm down, Mr. Walker.
Alright.
What the fuck is happening to me?
Good question. Let's see if we can't figure it out. Security. Hello, sir. Yeah, finger guns. Ba-bam. Janitor. That's kind of creepy, actually. Who fucking designed that goddamn poster?
No, he's been a sweetheart. He goes up and down, but he does well if I'm patient with him. It can be confusing for him at times. I want to do some displacement therapy with him. I'll set something up. Let me know if he gets back on the cycle. Okay.
Huh. Nurse Jenny Romano. Jenny Romano.
He's regressed into a more complex cognitive disorder. His thoughts are becoming extremely disorganized. Let's try clozapine for a while.
According to the evaluation,
Noticeable.
he had a problem.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think when the bullet entered his head, he suffered damage to the amygdala, maybe other areas of the limbic system. Yep, he's having a hard time working out what's real and what he
Okay.
So let's say you live in a big house and you own some books. I mean, some other fuck nuts might live at the... Hey, Jackie, I got that thing you wanted. It's big.
Johnny,
Yeah.
talk to me. What is all this? Some kind of darkness trick?
That's what I told them, but they wouldn't believe me. They got bad wrists from all the computers. I tried to get your rocket in here, but it was too big. That's why I don't go outside no more.
Johnny, you gotta help me get out of here.
You think there's some kind of secret key to everything, Jackie? It's Tuesday. You take your medicine and then you get your meatloaf.
God damn it.
I don't feel right. In my head. I think I'm not alone. It's too bright here. Fly straight.
Is it morning already?
Dolfo? What the fuck's going on here?
What I really want to do is paint.
Well, not you too.
Okay, so Dolfo thinks he's Adolf Hitler, which is a little weird. He also doesn't know where countries are, or how to spell them. We've got Franz, Berlin, Russia. Contingency plan. Okay. Whoa.
I don't want to talk.
Is that Swifty? Yeah, alright. That's fair.
All right, so let me get this straight. He says he lives in a big mansion kind of place.
Right. He calls it a mansion, but from the description, it sounded more like a penthouse. He said him and his fancy hairdo live there.
Oh, the hair. He goes on and on about that hair, doesn't he? Anyway, he said he has some kind of English butler too, right? Figures.
Gardener. He said he was a gardener, not a butler. He was very clear on that.
Yeah, same difference. And he said he has some kind of special fancy car, right?
Yeah, said it was a special fancy limousine. You know, because he's the head of the mob.
Jeez. Sounds like somebody's been reading too many comic books.
Guys, I'm like right here.
Yeah.
I think he's the one.
He's not the one. The eyes are too close together.
This is supposed to be the Darkness Heads.
Come on! Tell me something. Anything.
We're working on a plan to escape this place disguised as a band-aid.
Yeah, but we're not sure if we can pull it off.
Thanks for nothing.
But I already had a nap.
Tony, please, tell me you know what the fuck is going on here.
Lima beans are spies.
Fuck me.
Sounds about right. Hey, y'all talking about me? You talking about me? You talking about me? That sounds like you're talking about, like, my life. What's up?
Jackie, Dr. James is looking for you. He wants to talk to you. It's okay, you're not in any trouble. Just go see him in his office.
Dr. James?
Frank, I had no choice.
It's okay, Jackie. Everything's fine. Just talk to Dr. James.
How are you today, Jackie? You should really remember to take your medication.
I think this is supposed to be Venus.
I can tell you missed bath time again this week, Jackie.
Oh, no, she's calling me stinky. Oh, I gotta go. I'm so embarrassed. Edward.
Dr. James is waiting, Jackie.
I know what I saw. Frank was dead.
It's okay, Jackie. Just come talk to Dr. James.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Chief real quick. Hi, Chief. Alright. Good talk.
Jimmy. Jackie, come on in. I'd hoped I'd see you this morning. Please, have a seat.
Hey, Dr. James, why do all the doctors and nurses look like people in the mafia?
Now I know this ain't real. No fucking way you're a doctor.
I've heard from your nurse that you're getting worried about your medication again. Do you understand why you take the medicine, Jack?
I'm not crazy. This is just an illusion.
If you know it's an illusion, you could make it go away. But we've had this discussion before. You can't make it go away, because it is not an illusion.
Don't you see what's happening, Jimmy? The darkness is inside our heads.
You mean the voice you hear, Jackie? The one that makes you do bad things? Does that seem reasonable to you?
I mean, the context of everything else.
I'm not going to skirt around the issue any longer. Dr. Vic and I are concerned that you're making up new rules as you go along. Mafia fiction's fine for television, but not for real life. You're not the head of a crime family, Jackie. You're a patient in this institution, and we're trying to help you get well.
There is something wrong with this place. You are not keeping me here.
Jackie, let's just stay chill. Dr. James is trying to help you.
Eddie, shut the fuck up!
Jackie, I know you're upset, but I'd like you to use your quiet voice now. I no longer wish to speak to your darkness voice.
Fine. Let me out of here. I gotta take a walk.
All right. Nobody's stopping you. Edward, take him to see Nurse Jenny.
Come on, Jackie.
That seems like
Just
a bad
try to
idea.
stay calm, Jackie.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Doc.
Doc.
Let's go see Jenny, Jackie.
Jenny, Jackie, Jackie, Jenny, Jackie, Jack, Jen, Jack, Jack, Jen, Jack, Jack, Jen.
I see a lot of improvement in you, Jackie. Well done.
Oh, thank you. Everyone's so supportive.
Jackie, I'm so glad you're back on your med cycle. It's a very positive sign. Dr. Vic's been asking me about your progress. He's very concerned for you. We all are.
Jenny, I don't know what this place is, but I'm gonna get us out of here.
Why would I want to get out of here, Jackie? I work here. I'm here to help you.
No, not you two. Not you two. What the fuck is happening?
Just stay calm, Jackie. It's going to be all right. Now, last time we talked, you were telling me about the delusions you've been having. You said you were the head of a mob family and that your house was under attack by men trying to steal the darkness from you.
That wasn't a delusion. That just happened. I know it did.
I know it feels real, Jackie, but it's...
Jenny, you gotta listen to me. I think this might be hell, and we're trapped here. I'm gonna get us out.
I can see why it seems like hell to you sometimes, but it's just a hospital. I want you to trust me. Everyone here is trying to help you.
I don't know why this is happening, Jenny. You were dead. I saw you die.
We talked about this, remember? When you don't take your medicine, you have a hard time separating fiction from reality. You get a lot of bad dreams when your serotonin's out of whack. It makes you think you're remembering things that never happened.
But my family, my
Serotonin.
friends, the darkness.
Jackie, none of this is real. I'll work out a schedule with Dr. Vic. Play your cards right, and we can see a lot of each other, okay? Jackie, you okay?
No.
My schedule? What? Jenny, you don't understand. You're in real trouble. We both are. We're getting out of here. Now!
Jackie,
Whoa,
no!
whoa, big guy.
Cold white!
Easy, Jackie.
Let go of me!
God.
Come on.
You were doing
All right, here we go.
Easy, easy. Calm down, Jackie. We're not gonna hurt you. Keep him still.
Geronimo!
Johnny, cut it out.
Go. Two. Sleep.
Get him off, would you please?
Run, Jackie!
Get back here, Jackie!
Whoa.
Head for
Whoa.
the bunker. Tell
He
him
must
I
have
will
ate
be
some
late.
bones.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Run it for the door! Jackie!
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
This way.
Thanks?
There's nothing out there for you!
See, as long as the bloodline continues, the darkness will always have a new host. Found that out my 5th birthday. Woke up in the middle of the night with my dad, just sitting on my bed, hovering over me, butcher knife in his hand. Still not really sure if the crazy fuck was thinking of putting me out of my misery, or making sure no one else would take his place.
It could have gone either way,
Make
honestly.
it stop, Jackie.
Jackie, Jesus. I can't believe it, you're back. You said the darkness won't let you die, but I never believed you. Took it 4 days to repair you after you got shot in the face.
Losing my fucking mind.
Look, Jackie, I don't know how to tell you this, but they arranged the funeral for your Aunt Sarah today.
God damn it. God damn it. It's my fault. It's my fault they killed her.
It was that prick Bragg. After he shot you, your Aunt Sarah, Jackie, I'm so sorry.
Jesus. It's all going to shit.
Your boys beat the Brotherhood back, chased them out of here. But you know that wasn't the last of them, right? We can't let the Brotherhood take the darkness, Jackie.
That's not gonna happen. The darkness has Jenny's soul. And it wants and the siphon for itself. If I don't play ball, it says it'll keep her forever.
Jackie, that siphon in the darkness's hands is not good. It's too powerful. With the siphon, it could overwhelm you. Take control completely.
I don't have a choice. I won't let it hurt Jenny.
Jackie, let's take a step back here, okay? Let's think about this. So, what if she isn't even real? The darkness plays tricks on you, huh? It makes you see things.
No, it's her. I know it. I feel it.
So, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go to my Aunt Sarah's funeral. Then I'm gonna go kill a lot of people.
Be careful, Jackie. The Brotherhood will stop at nothing to get the darkness. Nothing!
Give me 1 second. I got tagged in something on Discord, so now I need to read through Discord to find out what I was tagged in.
Think. God damn it, I can't think straight.
All right. So what was I gonna say? So Jackie mentions in that conversation with Nurse Jenny that he thinks this is hell. In the first game, one of the things that would happen on occasion is that you would get sent to hell. The rules about it were very specific. It had to be suicide on holy ground. Which I think in the first game involved specifically one point where he shot himself in an orphanage run by the church, and then setting off a bomb inside a church much later in the game. Now, in that, it was more of like an abstract hellscape based off kind of like the horrors of World War One. Just because that was when the darkness kind of like took hold of the Estacado line with one of Jackie's sort of ancestors. So that is kind of what Jackie's referring to. He believes that the sections of the game that take place in the psychiatric hospital are actually hell. Whether that's true or not, we will have to see. So we're going to go ahead and take a moment here. So we're going to take a moment here, because this is...
5,000 years of this shit. You think these fuckers don't know how to be patient? Probably looking at us right now. Right now!
What was I saying? We're going to take a moment here, because this is as... what's the word I'm looking for? Narratively appropriate of a time as any to check out some of the various...
You go about your day. I'll find out what I can.
Collectible items Jackie has just kind of sitting around his apartment here.
I'll be right here. My nose in a book.
Now, as I mentioned, a few of these have language in them that is not particularly
Just a taste. I can stop. I just gotta get started. That's
that are not great. Touchy subjects not exactly treated with a lot of like weight that they would deserve.
I can stop. I just gotta get started.
Can you stop talking about juice for like 1 second? I'm trying to talk about this. But most of them are fine. I've gone ahead and written down the 3 that we're not going to be listening to, which is the True Revelation, which is this thing right here. The Thumb Screws, which I think are over there somewhere. And then the Winged Demon, which is that guy on the other side of that lamp. Everything else is fine. So let's go ahead. Let's just start with like this little case over here. So each of these is like some sort of like ancient religious artifact that is in one way or another connected to either the darkness or the Angelus. So let's just go ahead and let's take a look at the Key of Mictlan.
You know, the darkness didn't come from the cradle of civilization. The darkness came from nowhere. Which, if you follow the Rothfusian or Rothfussian, I say Rothfussian, okay? Theory, it means the darkness also comes from everywhere. Numerous cultures throughout history make reference to the darkness, even though most of them had never encountered it. For example, take a look at this Aztec totem. An anthropologist would identify it as the Key of Mictlan. Mictlan, of course, being the Aztec underworld. This is wrong on an absurd number of levels. Mictlan was a battleground that fed on the souls of the dead. Man, woman, child, didn't matter. They went on to their death prepared to fight, knowing that Mictlan awaited them. Sound familiar to you? It should. It's the darkness. This is just one example out of thousands. Every person since the dawn of time has known instinctually the darkness was waiting. It's why so many of us have a natural fear of the dark. To me, that says something, and I don't think you're gonna like it. Part of me believes the darkness is inside all of us. Just a small bit of essence. It's a part of us. Maybe the darkness came from us. Maybe it's an extension of who we are. I don't know. But I do know that if any of those crazy ideas are even partly true, then the darkness isn't going anywhere, no matter what we do. I wonder what's on TV tonight.
Alright, let's go ahead. There's one in particular that I'm trying to remember. I'm going to mute real quick. Alright, let's see. Okay, we wanna find the tablet of the Sister of Light first, because the Sister of Light is gonna have some like really.
You don't even know if it's white. You can't even see the inside. So I mean, the color is inconsequential. You don't even have to know what the color is. Just know that there's air inside. There's air inside. No one else doesn't see. What does the air touch? Nobody knows what the air touches. But when you hit it, you feel something, and nobody knows what you feel. I know what you feel, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay, man. The Sister of Light is important because it talks about something that's going to be very important for us later in the game, but also incredibly important for a lot of the items that we're going to be looking at, because they touch upon a certain character that is a major force within...
You don't even know if it's white.
Johnny? A major force within the Darkness comics, but also... something that they've been trying to work in since the first game. Like, it's a character that in the first game you can find concept art for, but that never actually shows up.
You know, Jackie, you bring me the nicest things. Your methods could be a little less mass murdery, but who am I to argue? Anyway, you wanted to know about this piece. It looks like a panel from the Metatron Steely. I don't know. We're gonna say steel, okay? Which would be amazing if it weren't impossible. See, the Metatron steel was carried down from heaven by Enoch, way back at the start of time. This wasn't easy. The steel was a stone slab, carved directly from the seed of creation. On it was inscribed every revelation Enoch witnessed in heaven. The amount of knowledge contained on just an inch of this thing would shatter our every notion of creation. So, of course, someone fucking lost it. Lucky for us, someone else was smart enough to copy it. Well, parts of it. This is one of those parts. It's called the Sister of Light, and it's pretty important, at least concerning you.
Think back to Genesis. There were only two things in the beginning, light and dark. The Bible says God separated the two, turning light into day and darkness into night. But in actuality, the darkness just stayed the darkness, and the light became the Angelus, or, as it was once known, the Sister of Light. What is the Angelus? Well, not to bum you out, but according to legend, it's your other half, Jackie, and all it wants is to rip you open and burn away the darkness. Yeesh. There's just not an easy way to lay that on somebody.
The Angelus. The Angelus in the comics, it's basically exactly that. It is the opposite of the darkness. Typically a force of nature that takes hold of a female host, and is basically just the darkness's enemy. It's equal the light, basically. Now, the Angelus comes up in quite a few of these objects that we're going to be looking at, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and do this one as early as possible, because she is a consistent force throughout history. And the last relic that we're going to look at has kind of an important revelation about her. So let's go ahead, head back to this display case, and let's take a look at the Abysmal Maw.
Now this, oh yeah, this is the good stuff. The Abysmal Maw. Dark magic at its sexiest. Jeez, I'm getting hot just looking at it.
Okay, calm down.
The Abysmal Maw, or the Mawsome, as I like to call it, was carved directly from the gates of hell. Grip it in your right hand and say the magic words, and the Maw will unleash a blast of pure hellfire. Do you know what hellfire does? It destroys everything, and everything it destroys goes straight to hell. You could have killed Mother Teresa with this, and she even would have burned for eternity. The thing is, every time you use the Maw, it burns away part of your soul as well. Most people only get 3 or 4 blasts before they wake up in hell. Theoretically, a darkness host could probably use it ad nauseum, you know, since your soul is already kinda in hell. Unfortunately, the Maw no longer works because someone misplaced the magic words. Records show the Brotherhood were the last users of the Maw, sometime around World War II. That means it's their fault that the world is far less awesome than it used to be. It almost makes me want to cry! You know, maybe next time before you tear 5 or 10 of them apart, you could, I don't know, ask if they remember the words?
Nah. Lantern of St. Anthony. This one features the Angelus, I remember.
I hope you're not in a good mood, because if you are, I promise this is gonna shit all over it. This is the Lantern of St. Anthony, possibly the most misidentified item ever created. I don't mean people look at this lamp and say, that is a very luminescent club sandwich. What I mean is, most people see this lantern as a symbol of hope, but really, it's a symbol of soul-crushing despair. Now, the outer casing is only 80 years old, but the light inside the lantern goes back, about 1,000 years. In her war against the darkness, the Angelus sought an ever-burning light. She gathered the souls of 100 children butchered by the darkness, and bound them within a glass sphere. This combined lightness of being produced a blindingly powerful light, but only when the dead children felt like it. Turns out kids are fickle little bitches. The Angelus abandoned the sphere, totally apathetic towards the children still trapped inside. The sphere remained lost for quite some time until it was discovered by St. Anthony, the patron saint of lost things. Go figure. Anthony fastened it onto a lantern, believing it to be a gift from God. He was convinced the light would guide a traveler home, but usually it just led them over a cliff or into a bog. So yeah, St. Anthony used this lantern to unknowingly kill hundreds of innocent travelers, all because the Angelus thought the imprisoned souls of murdered children would make a cool weapon. Yay!
Dope. The Angelus, you can kind of get it just based on that description, and we're also gonna look at a couple other ones. There's one that actually concerns Roanoke, I know. The Angelus is basically lawful good to a fault, to the point that she is so devoted to the ideals that she kind of represents that she's actually done some awful things through the course of history. It's a really sort of like interesting kind of take on it. And all of this is basically, when we get to the end of the game, this is all going to culminate in probably an ending that is really going to make you wish that this game had gotten any kind of sequel within the last, 10 years. Actually, when did this game come out, now that I'm thinking about it? When was The Darkness 2 released? Hold on. 2011. Yeah, anytime within the last 10 years. This has been 10 years. 10 years since a sequel to this game. I don't know what 2K is thinking, not release some. The two fucking focused on, making Bioshock 4 whenever that fucking comes out. Oh, this one's cool.
I gotta say I'm a little disappointed. I've waited years to see one of these. 7 years, if we're being honest, and it is not living up to my expectations. You gotta understand, only 12 of these masks were ever made. This is probably the only one still in existence. That's already enough to mark this thing as priceless. But it doesn't stop there. No, sir. These masks were forged by a group of monks known as the Brothers of Men. And we're not talking about run-of-the-mill pacifist monks. The Brothers of Men were hardcore, ass-kicking warrior priests. It was in China, after the fall of the Han Dynasty. The darkness was living in Shuhan, feeding off the War of the Three Kingdoms. Legend suggests that the Angelus appeared to the monks, warning them of the darkness. It doesn't say why the Angelus didn't fight the darkness herself, but it doesn't matter, because the monks, they handled themselves just fine. The monks single-handedly defeated the darkness, using nothing but their fists and these masks. It's said that if a mask caught even the smallest light from the dimmest candle, it would be reflected back 100-fold. The monks were basically walking sunbeams, which sounds goofy when I say it like that, but still, I'm just disappointed to see its magic is long gone. I'd killed to see it in action. Well, not kill, since I guess I'd have to use it on you, and that would be just awkward.
Alright. Siddhartha's Tears.
Okay, Jackie, time for a quick history lesson. Buddhism was founded by Siddhartha Gautama. I don't even know if that's the right pronunciation, just go with it. Siddhartha led an extraordinary life, but for our purposes, his death is what's important. History says Siddhartha announced his imminent death at the age of 80. Immediately after making this announcement, he ate his last meal. It was an offering made by a blacksmith. Siddhartha then became ill and died. Obviously, there was more to it, but I'm not here to teach Religion 101. Those are the main points. Before dying, Siddhartha made sure his followers knew that the blacksmith had nothing to do with his death, because, from all accounts, Siddhartha was a pretty stand-up guy. Unfortunately, he was way off on this one. The blacksmith totally poisoned him. And that's not all. He also gave Siddhartha water from his pitcher. This pitcher. As you can guess, this is no normal pitcher. This pitcher works like a soul pump. Drinking out of it creates a mystical vacuum inside the jar. Stop drinking, and your soul is whooshed into the clay, where it remains until the magic is broken. The magic on this relic is unbelievably strong. It's held for over 2,000 years, and that's why this relic has earned the name Siddhartha's Tears, because Siddhartha is still trapped inside. Who'd do such a thing to such a nice guy like Siddhartha? I think you already know. The darkness is the enemy of peace and unity. Its wrath is not always violent, but it is cold and unyielding. Just like Siddhartha's Tears. Or the Red Sox.
As a Boston sports fan, I take offense to that. I don't.
You want to know how the Brotherhood got to be the
But,
fun-loving
you know.
psychos they are today? It's all thanks to you. Well, thanks to the darkness. There was one time, only one time, that the Brotherhood succeeded in trapping the darkness, and it drove them insane. The darkness is not to be fucked with, and even when in prison, it is a force to be reckoned with. For decades, the Brotherhood watched over the siphon, the darkness stirring within it, perverting their minds. It wasn't long before the Brotherhood decided the only way to save the world was to destroy it. Gee, wonder who gave them that idea. There was one brother who stood firm against the taint. No, not that kind of taint. Get your mind out of the gutter. Focus! His faith was so ironclad, the darkness couldn't touch him. When he learned what his fellow brothers planned to do, he knew there was only one option. He set the darkness free. Now, this didn't make the Angelus happy. No, she returned to the Earth just so she could deliver the granddaddy of all smitings. That one faithful brother was reduced to ash just moments after he'd saved the world. The Angelus's rage burned so hot, it consumed the brother's soul entirely. He stopped the Brotherhood from destroying all creation, and in return, he became the first human to ever beat non-existence. In all of heaven and earth, the only thing left of him are these ashes. The ashes of the unnamed. Kind of lends credence to that saying, no good deed goes unpunished.
So yeah, that's what I mean when I say that the Angelus is kind of like the logical sort of evolution of like what was it I said earlier? Lawful good to a fault, basically. Because of shit like that. But the Brotherhood was originally created to just sort of like contain the darkness, keep it from getting out. That's why they have the Siphon of the Angelus. They were originally a force for good.
Think. God damn it, I can't think straight.
They are, unfortunately, not anymore. Let's see.
Nobody even knows what it's made of. The inside it's white, but you don't even know if it's white because you can't even see the insides.
I'm trying to take a look here at what
Colors
we've
inconsequential.
got.
You don't even have to know what the color is. Just know that it
Can you chill for like 2 seconds? Kane.
Come back in a while, Jackie. You won't be sorry.
Where is the first? Okay, there it is. Let's see. We looked at the Abysmal Maw over here. There is a relic here that is related to it, the Deceiver's Grasp.
Ooh, the Deceiver's Grasp. The third most infamous glove of all time, right behind the sparkly one and the one that didn't fit. And the Deceiver's Grasp was designed to be used in conjunction with the Abysmal Maw. If you don't know, the Maw was a mystical hand cannon that shot pure hellfire, but consumed the user's soul in the process. It only took a few thousand damage before someone got the idea to protect themselves from the Maw's side effects, and so the Deceiver's Grasp was forged as a sort of damnation contraceptive. For your hand. Current theory holds that the Brotherhood created the glove, which would make sense, since it employs a rather nasty bit of transference magic. See, when laced with the blood of another living person, the glove allows you to wield the Maw without having your soul burnt away, whereas the poor sap whose blood you used will spend eternity cozied up beside the fires of hell. Come to think of it, a better name for this thing would have been the Asshole's Bait and Switch, or my slimy brother Ted. It doesn't sound as ominous, I admit, but it's just so damn accurate.
Got him. Alright, let's go ahead, check out the Trinity. This is a fun one.
Whoa, hold up. Whoa. Whatever you do, for the love of God, don't ever let that blade touch your skin. I mean, what do you think you're doing bringing that here? Well, okay, yes, this is your house, so I guess you can do whatever the fuck you want. But remember, I'm here to help you figure if what you want to do is actually something you don't want to do. Trust me when I say, using that knife falls into the latter category. That's a furba, which on its own is dangerous enough to a guy like you. A furba's blade will pin a demon to the spot. Once that's done, only the person who shanked the demon can free it. Now, it is possible that a normal furba wouldn't be strong enough to bind you, but this is the Trinity. Its blade was forged from the 3 nails that crucified Christ. Not normal! Extremely not normal! If you'd cut yourself with the Trinity, you would have been paralyzed. The only person who could have set you free would have been you, which you wouldn't be able to do because you would be paralyzed. Do you see the paradox here? Come to think of it, you ever decide to touch this stuff, just ask first. All right, nothing big, just a simple, hey, Johnny, is it okay if I touch this? And I'll say, sure, Jackie. That absolutely will not trap you in a never-ending loop of torment. Or I'll say the other thing. You know, no.
Alright, let's see. So, there's this one, Kane, which we're going to get to in a second, but before we look at that one, we should look at one that's over here. This is the first.
Wow, okay, shit, where do I start? What you got here is the first. As you can guess by its name, this thing goes way back, like way back, to the beginning. You're a good Catholic boy, so I know you remember the story of Cain and Abel, how Abel was like, oh, God loves me, and Cain was like, jealousy, wham, and killed him. But this, that's right, you're the new proud owner of murder stick #1, so congrats, I guess. Now, the story goes that God was so pissed that he marked Cain, set him walking the earth forever, unable to die, but that's only half true. See, Cain brought murder into our world, back in when it was, still new and teeming with free-range evil. This made him a target for certain dark influences, if you catch my emphasis. Even if Cain was a brother-murdering jackass, God wasn't going to let the darkness run a train on him, so he made Cain unkillable. As you know, the darkness deals in death. If Cain couldn't die, the darkness couldn't take him. Not a bad move on God's part. But God doesn't just hand out free prizes, especially for murdering your brother. So he set Cain to a task, cleaning up all that leftover darkness from before creation. Unfortunately for Cain, unkillable did not mean immortal, but that's a different story altogether.
And speaking of that different story...
I don't know if you've looked inside this box, but the ashes in here? Yeah, definitely a dead guy. In fact, I think this dead guy used to be Cain. You know, first son of Adam and Eve, formerly of Cain and Abel, that guy. Now, there are 2 theories about what happened to Cain. The first claims that he married his sister and built a house, where they lived until the day it collapsed, killing him. And honestly, that's so fucking boring, I almost believe it. The second theory, however, claims Cain wandered the world for 100 years. See, God had set him on a path of atonement. So, alone, armed with nothing but his murder stick, Cain fought to rid our world of darkness. And by all accounts, he was pretty good at it. Not that I'm surprised. I mean, this is the guy who invented murder, fratricide, and hate crime all in one go. Obviously, he had talent. But talent won't get you very far against the darkness. Cain had heard of a woman called the Sister of Light. We know her as the Angelus. Cain tracked her down, seeking an ally against the darkness. Thing is, the Angelus is one nasty bitch. Real stickler for the rules. 100 years couldn't remove the stench of Abel's blood, so when the Angelus got a whiff of Cain, she burned him on the spot. Seeing as how I'm holding a box of his ashes, I'm inclined to believe the second theory.
And my favorite thing is just, like, these are all, like, super rare religious artifacts, and Jackie just kind of finds them wandering around New York, which is very funny to me. Alright, let's see. Oh, this one's cool.
This one's a little tricky. You know the story of Noah and the Great Flood, right? Okay, humanity grows wicked, God floods the planet, family survives on floating zoo, classic Sunday school. Well, here's what really happened. As you know, the darkness feeds on human suffering. Well, let me tell you, if you think life sucks today, imagine how bad it was back then, before indoor plumbing. The darkness was at an all-you-can-eat smorgasbord of pain, and every meal was making it stronger. Seeing as the Angelus was indisposed at the time, God decided to step in with one of his great ideas. Noah builds the ark, God floods the earth. 99.9% of mankind dies a horrible death. Darkness is destroyed. Huzzah! But did that happen? No, sir! Guess who was waiting once the world is dried off? That's right. Needless to say, the Almighty had a little egg on his face. According to legend, God breathed his remorse into the first seashell that Noah found once he left the ark. That shell became known as Yahweh's Lament. I know, it's a different spelling. It's missing some letters. Place it to your ear and you will hear the voice of God. That said, only the truly mad or the nearly dead can fathom God's almighty words. Which is kind of scary, seeing as how I think I can hear something whispering to me right now. Okay, not gonna think about that right now. Anyway, that's the deal with this thing. It's either Yahweh's Lament or it's a seashell. The world may never know.
Now, as I said, I haven't read a whole lot of the Darkness comics, but, like, anytime that I've, like, dove into them, it has always kind of just felt like I guess just 90s comic schlock, honestly. And I don't know if, like, the things that I like about, like, these particular collectibles is how they take sort of, like, the religious canon and then, like, make it fit into the lore of the series. Shit like this. Like, the darkness itself being responsible for all of this awful shit throughout, like, the years and years of, like, the existence of man, the world, like, everything having to do with, like, the history, like, Judeo-Christian history, things like that. And how it also affects not just, like, the Abrahamic religions, but also how it factors into things like, you know, Buddhism, with the Siddhartha's lament, or Siddhartha's tears, that we looked at before. I don't know if this is stuff that comes up in the comics, but it's neat. And if it doesn't come up in the comics, well, then that's just kind of another reason why, quite frankly, I think the games are a little bit better than the comics. Because it seems like the comics just kind of have a lot of sort of, like, things teenagers think are cool and edgy, like, oh, here's a dude that fucks a lot, and now he can't fuck anymore, because if he fucks, he dies. Okay, so the Winged Demon is unfortunately one that has quite a bit of not quite a bit of awful shit, but it's got some awful stuff in it that I would really like to not kind of put out there on my stream. Thank you very much. I do want to talk about Pope John the 12th, though.
Oh, you'll appreciate this, being a former altar boy and all, I assume. And this is the head of Pope John the 12th. Well, shrunken head. At least, I hope it's been shrunk. If not, then I imagine he had trouble wearing his Pope hat. Anyways, turns out Lil John here was the only Darkness host to ever become Pope, which would explain why he's considered one of the worst popes of all time, though, ironically, not one of the worst hosts. You'd think the Darkness would have used the papacy to run rampant, but honestly, John the 12th spent most of his time disemboweling his deacons and boning up on the ladies. Actually, never mind. Now that I think about it, he did summon a few not-so-minor lust demons into the Vatican, then turned it into a brothel. And by brothel, I mean charnel house, a.k.a. place where dead bodies are dug up and stored after their graves are more or less desecrated. So, yeah, Pope John the 12th was a huge dick, in more ways than one. Small side note, I have it on good authority that 3 of those demons are still around doing their thing. So, do yourself a favor and never take a naked tour of the Sistine Chapel. Not that they offer one still. Just don't.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Johnny Powell.
See this sexy guy right here? This is the Dark Man. As you can tell by the cute little demon heads on either side, the Dark Man was one of your predecessors. In fact, he's the first Darkness host we have any record of. We know there have been hosts before him, but none of them got statues, so fuck him. You know, no one knows who the Dark Man was or where he came from. All we have to go on is one passage from the Hidden Testament of Moses. If I can paraphrase, it says, he walked out of the wilderness, a dark man who spoke with authority. You know, like James Earl Jones. And those words were black, even the wisest were swayed. Cue 40 years of horror unlike anything the world had ever seen. Oh yeah, you heard that correctly. 40 fucking years. Moses wasn't lost in the desert for 4 decades. He was fighting a war against Mr. Tall, Dark, and Stretchy. Seriously, I mean, what's up with this guy's neck? He's like a giraffe. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, the 40-year war, 40-year war. Before the war had ended, the Dark Man had eaten Moses' heart, which is the real reason Moses never saw the Promised Land. It's also probably why the Dark Man got a statue. I mean, killing Moses is a pretty big deal, historically speaking.
I would think so, yes. Alright, so that's everything on this side. This one... These 3 in general are probably some of my favorites, so we're going to go ahead and hold off on those. Thumbscrews has some bad shit in it. We've read the first already. Grave Skull, Offenhammer, Crescent of the Sun, Roanoke's Bane, Chime of Deliverance, Seaver's Grasp, Mark of Cain, Blinding Sun, True Revelation. Okay. Okay. So Silent Night we want to hold off on because we want to check out the Blinding Sun first.
You know, this isn't the first time the Brotherhood has tried to take the darkness. Yeah, things look bleak right now, but believe it or not, they've done worse. A lot worse. It was a long time ago. So far back, no one knew the Brotherhood even existed. They've been around, but necessity required they keep a low profile. See, they were watching the darkness, studying it, learning what made it tick. They already knew enough not to fuck with the darkness. So if they were going to move against it, they needed to be totally confident in their knowledge. I have to give them credit. The Brotherhood knew what they were doing. They accurately predicted who the next host would be. Swapping children at birth, they raised the host as one of their own. Then, when he came of age, they chained him to a table and tortured him to death. This is the Blinding Sun. One of these was inserted into each of his eye sockets, gouging out each eye in the process. Each device was then slowly expanded until it shattered his forehead and cheekbones. This was the first of 12 tortures. The darkness didn't manifest itself until the 4th. That means it took 2 more of these unspeakable acts before the Brotherhood could be certain they had the right guy. That doubt didn't even slow them down. These are bad people, Jackie, and they have it in them to be a whole lot worse.
Speaking of that 4th torture, the Silent Night.
You can't tell by looking at it, but this simple strip of iron is one of the worst torture devices ever devised. It's one of the 12 infamous purification rituals used by the Brotherhood the first time they ever tried to steal the darkness. The Brotherhood simply referred to it as the 4th, but over time it earned the name the Silent Night. It's easy to see why. Long time ago, the Brotherhood stole the darkness host at birth. They then raised him as one of their own, only to torture and kill him in an attempt to force the darkness out. This strip was forced into that unfortunate host's mouth, keeping it open. It was then wrapped around his jaw, leaving a slit where his tongue was inserted. The gag was then slowly tightened. The first thing it did was slice off the host's tongue. But then the gag was tightened further, and it completely shattered and dislocated his jaw. You think that's horrible? Keep in mind, the host had yet to manifest the darkness. He didn't know what he was. The Brotherhood had raised him since birth to believe he was one of their own. Imagine, the only family you've ever known subjecting you to the most painful, degrading acts they can imagine, and they don't even tell you why. I don't want to sound like I'm going soft, but it seems to me like that'd be the worst torture of all. Anyway, the darkness manifested right as the host's jaw snapped. They say it killed every person within a league of the Brotherhood's monastery that day. Then, the host vanished, never to be seen again. Now, we don't even know his name.
That's nuts. Okay. So most of these, I don't think there's anything else that really needs any other item to kind of like give it any sort of special context. The engraved skull, we actually already got a little bit of the context with the Sister of Light, so let's go ahead and check that out.
Jackie, let me introduce you to Enoch, great-great-great-great-grandson of Adam, great-grandfather to Noah, and the only guy who knows how many angels...
I mean, he was a pretty good grandfather.
I'm sure he'd say hi, but as you can see, he's dead. Enoch's a special guy. If not for him, we'd only know a teeny tiny little smidgen of what we do about heaven, hell, and all those weebly wobbly bits in between. How do you learn all this stuff? Well, if you read the Bible, it says that Enoch walked with God. What does that mean? Fuck if I know. I don't know. The Bible doesn't say. It just says, poof, no more Enoch. Next verse. This is why I don't read the Bible. I do, however, read the secret histories. And it's there that we learn Enoch actually ascended to heaven, where he apparently took some night classes, because the next time we see him, he's back on Earth, busy being the world's foremost expert on all things occult and supernatural. Do you know how many other people have been invited to heaven just for a visit? 0! Seriously, they loved him up there. So much, in fact, that upon his death, a heavenly host descended from the clouds simply to inscribe his skull with the language of angels. That's the markings you see. No one has ever been able to decipher them. But when the skull is placed in absolute darkness, the markings emit a faint singing noise, which is kind of a cool thing.
Now, if you check out the relics in the pause menu, it gives you sort of like a turnaround of each of them. Like it's not like something where you can control and kind of inspect the collectibles, but they just kind of like rotate. Now, the reason that we're doing this now is because we could have checked some of these out a little bit earlier, but Johnny wouldn't have been here. And we could have checked them out at any time by opening up the relics menu. But you don't get the voiceover until Johnny's here. Alright, so let's go ahead. Affenhema.
Okay. Jeez. First off, holy shit. Second, do you know what these are? These are Af and Hema. That ring any bells? No? Okay. Well, then let me put it this way. There are 6 angels of death. You are currently holding 2 of them. Yeah. Okay. Their names are Af and Hema. Roughly, they translate to wrath and anger. It was on the 7th level of heaven that God bound Af and Hema with chains of fire and shadow, which was no small feat, mind you. These weren't your run-of-the-mill chubby cherubs. You know, the Af and Hema were roughly the size of a large volcano and packed 10 times the firepower, all right? Then again, God being God, you know, I guess it wasn't really a fair fight, but whatever. I'm getting off topic, okay? As the story goes, the Angelus asked God for a weapon to aid her war against the darkness. God was in a giving mood that day, so he reforged Af and Hema into the flames of creation, all right? Tempering them down into blades. These blades, these right here. Now, some say the angels are still alive within the blades, and I tend to agree. Try all you like, but you can't separate them. Try taking only one of them out of this room. It might slip out of your hand, or you might just drop dead of a stroke. You never know, but they will not be parted. We're talking peanut butter and jelly. Ham and cheese level of commitment here, man. Somewhere, somehow, Af and Hema are still bound by the chains of fire and shadow.
Dope. I only see one sword, though. I think he might mean, like, the way that it forks at the top. A lot of these end up being, like, weapons that, like, the Angelus asked for. But the Angelus... the Angelus, unfortunately, based on some of these, doesn't have the greatest track record with these weapons working the way she wants them to. Case in point, the Crescent of the Sun.
The Crescent of the Sun, considered by many to be the greatest mystery and biggest letdown of the past millennium. You know, if you don't count Rocky V. The Crescent was wielded by the Angelus approximately 800 years ago for half an hour. She claimed it was forged from a single drop of the sun's flame, that it would bring about the final end of the darkness. What she forgot to mention, however, is how the Crescent would do this, which is important because she never got a chance to use it. Carrying it into battle against the darkness, she was immediately disemboweled. A bit anticlimactic for sure, but it only gets worse. A few years later, the Crescent was rediscovered by a holy warrior. Once again, the blade was wielded against the darkness. This time, it even managed to get a few good swings. But you know what? The blade passed through the darkness, like a knife through water. Later, after monks recovered the Crescent from the warrior's corpse, it was tested against multiple targets. Turns out the blade passes through all matter. People, stone, trees, kittens, just whoosh, goes right through. No harm, no foul. Could be only the Angelus can wield the Crescent, but if so, why has she never tried to reclaim it? Personally, I think the Angelus talked a big game. It was just as surprised as everyone else when the Crescent turned out to be worthless. Which begs the question, where did the Crescent come from? I got no idea, but I hope she kept the receipt.
Hope you saved the receipt. Chime of Deliverance.
Okay, I'm looking at this and what I'm seeing is the Chime of Deliverance. But, and mind you, this is a small but, all records of the chime say it was destroyed along with Solomon's temple back in 586 BC. That said, records have been wrong in the past, so who knows? Maybe it's the real thing. The chime first dates back to the 40-Year War, that period of time when Moses and the Israelites fought the darkness in the wilderness. The chime wasn't designed to be a weapon. Instead, it was an instrument of safe passage. According to the secret histories, the chime was carried ahead of Moses' army and struck every 153 steps. Now, any army in history would tell you that ringing a bell nonstop is a bad idea. That's how your enemy finds you. Thing is, the darkness is no ordinary enemy, and the chime is no ordinary bell. You're in the mob. The mob is Italian. Italian's like opera, right? Well, you know how an opera singer can shatter glass by singing a certain note? Well, the chime of deliverance does the same thing, except instead of glass, it shatters darkness. The exact pitch has never been identified, but when struck, the chime emits a sound that can physically push back the night. Now, if you want, we can test the chime's authenticity. We just gotta hit it, make it sing. And this is a much larger butt. A butt of epic proportions, really. It might disintegrate you. Just saying.
Thanks for the warning. All right, I remember Roanoke's Bane being a really cool one, actually.
Think back to your high school history class. Wait, did you even go to high school? You know what, forget it. I don't want to argue, nor do I want you to punch me in the face. So I'll just catch you up to speed on some stuff I'm sure you already know. The lost colony of Roanoke was a British colony off the coast of what we now call North Carolina. As the name implies, it disappeared, okay? The colony, not the island. 115 people just whoosh, gone, okay? Goodbye. To this day, no one knows what happened to them. Well, no one except for me and every other supernatural junkie on the planet. See, the darkness was first carried to North America by one of the colonists. And where the darkness goes, its enemies follow. One of those enemies, the Angelus, came to a nearby tribe of Croatoan natives. Influenced by the Angelus, a Croatoan maid slipped into the colony under cloak of night and massacred the colonists in their sleep. This is the weapon she used, Roanoke's Bane. But the Angelus had been mistaken. The darkness was not in Roanoke, as it was being carried by the colony's leader, John White. John was back in England, procuring more supplies. When he returned to find Roanoke deserted, the darkness knew the Angelus had been there. Unfortunately for the Croatoans, the Angelus had already moved on. They were defenseless when the darkness fell upon them, much like the colonists had been. Fair's fair, I suppose.
All right. The Mark of Cain.
Ew. Oh, you feel that? This thing's hitting an 11 out of 10 on my creepy meter. Just being near it, it feels like I got worms under my skin. Worms that are creeped out as I am because they got worms under their skin. Am I painting a clear enough picture? You may look at this and see an iron mask. Just a common torture device used to humiliate someone. It didn't cause any physical pain. It was just a symbol. If a person was dirty, their mask looked like a pig. If they fucked around, it looked like something that fucked around. I don't know, a rabbit. Okay, now if you look closely at this mask, you'll see it kind of looks like a demon. Makes sense since it was worn by a former darkness host. Maybe you heard of him? Vlad the Impaler, better known as Dracula. Not many people can claim they were the source material for a famous monster. In fact, I only know of two. This guy and Helen Keller. What you don't realize is that this mask isn't creepy because Vlad wore it. It's creepy because he wore it voluntarily. He wanted everyone to know exactly who was coming to impale them on a giant fucking spike. And just to add insult to an insanely painful mortal injury, do you know what he named his mask? The Mark of Cain. As if to say, that's right, bitches, I'm unkillable. This might be the most fashionable fuck you in the history of man.
Alright, and then we already checked out the Blinding Sun, so the last ones we gotta look at are just these ones over here. So we're gonna start with the Fool's Phylactery, the Reliquary of the Blessed Blood, and then the Prism of the Brothers. These are some of my favorites. I love the descriptions for Fool's Phylactery and the Reliquary of the Blessed Blood, and the Prism of the Brothers has some pretty important foreshadowing.
You know, Jackie, this thing inside you, the darkness, to you, it's a curse, but not everyone sees it that way. It's like that old saying, one man's curse is another man's, gimme. You know, I mean, that's a stupid way to think, obviously. The darkness is the possessor, not the possession. But stupid people do stupid things, which is why many of them have tried to steal the darkness over the years. Lucky for you, I guess, these attempts usually don't go very far. Take this relic, for instance. Over time, it has earned the name the Fool's Phylactery. If you ever played D&D as a kid, looking at your muscles, I will assume you did not. You'd know that a phylactery is like a Tupperware for souls. It keeps them safe, fresh, unspoiled. It also doesn't fucking exist. Nowhere in all the black arts is there such a thing as a phylactery. See, the Fool's Phylactery is a hoax perpetrated by a monk back in the 1600s. He'd has his fill of religion and was looking to cash out, so he crafted this fancy container, forged some ancient scrolls, then sold it to the first rube he could find. That idiot tried to catch the darkness and got eaten instead. You'd think that would be the end of it, but no. 400 years and countless dead later, this shit is still going on. People are fucking idiots. This is why I live in a box, under a bridge.
Fair. And Reliquary of the Blessed Blood.
listen, I'm gonna tell you about this particular relic, but you gotta promise me something. No matter what I tell you, you can't let this get weird, okay? Okay. This is the reliquary of the Blessed Blood. It is said to contain a relic of untold worth, an object of unfathomable holiness, a preserved piece of flesh from the Messiah himself. Yes, that's right. We're talking about the foreskin of Jesus Christ. Except, here's the thing. There is someone's foreskin inside this reliquary. It just didn't belong to the holy member. It actually belonged to a guy named Miles from South Hamiltonshire. Don't ask how I know this. I just do. I'm an occultist, all right? Just forget about the foreskin. The foreskin is a distraction. There was nothing important about the foreskin, and we should both just forget it ever happened. Moving on. The container is what's so important here, okay? See, the darkness isn't the only power the Brotherhood wants to harness. They're just as interested in the Angelus. This reliquary was their first attempt to create a vessel that could hold the Angelus. It was a total failure. All it did was piss off the Angelus, and when she's pissed, she does like to burn things. Still, there's dark magic in here. Magic best hidden from certain people. And turning it into a possibly ridiculous foreskin holder was a good way to do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go scrub my memory with bleach and steel wool.
All right. So, with that context in mind, that the Reliquary of the Blessed Blood was initially an attempt to hold the Angelus, now we can take a look at the Prism of the Brothers.
Holy shit, Jackie, this is big. This is really big. You know how the siphon of the Angelus was designed to hold the darkness? Well, this is the Prism of the Brothers, and it's meant to hold the Angelus. After the darkness escaped the siphon, the Brotherhood vanished for a long time. So long, in fact, it was believed that they disbanded. But no, the siphon of the Angelus had been lost to them. Without it, they couldn't make good on their plan to shroud the world in darkness. Instead, they decided to burn the world with light, so they built this. When the darkness and Angelus re-emerged during World War II, the Brotherhood was waiting for them. Don't ask me how, because I sure as hell got no idea, but the Brotherhood defeated the Angelus, trapping her inside the prison, okay? Where, according to legend, she remains today. But here's the thing, Jackie. I'm looking at this prism right now, and I'm not picking up a thing. No holy essence, no dark magic, nothing. The Angelus is not inside the prism. In fact, it never even touched it. If I can be honest, this scares the living fuck out of me. The Angelus has not been seen on our world in 70 years. We thought it was because she was trapped in this, but she's not, Jackie. She's still out there. Where the fuck is she?
Fucking nuts. Alright, let's get out of here.
I'll be right here. My nose in the book.
I might go ahead and, for the next stream, just kind of like, probably pull up descriptions of the 3 that we didn't take a look at, and just kind of read them with the, less than savory language removed from them. But otherwise, that's basically all the ones that are relevant to us, including things that are some pretty important foreshadowing. What's up, Chief?
Hey, good to see you back
hey,
on your
Vinny.
feet, boss. Someone's gonna pay out their ass for this, Jackie. You just point the way.
All right. But yeah, the reason that all of those are there is that there is implication that Jackie has been, for as much of sort of like, I don't want to call him a meathead, but Jackie is definitely more on like the jock sort of side of things. He has been doing everything that he can to try and study and contain the darkness within him so that he can exercise some degree of control over it. All right, let's go talk to Eddie. Hey, Eddie.
Jackie? Hey, Jackie. Hey, look, boss. Once you got popped, we got the rest of those fucking guys out of here before they could drag you off, but we lost a lot of good guys.
Eddie, you gotta know I'm sorry.
It shouldn't have gone down like this, boss. We didn't do nothing. He was gonna start taking it easy, spend more time on that stupid boat of his. Just ain't right.
I'm gonna find those assholes, and I'm gonna kill every one of them.
You better. I'm sorry, boss. I don't mean no disrespect. He was gonna start taking it easy, you know?
I know, Eddie. I'm sorry. Give my best to your wife, all right?
This one time I went with Frankie to that strip club, the Pig Pen, right? So he picks up one of the girls, he takes her into the bathroom stall. Yeah, he's fooling around, he's finger blasting and things like that, and some guy starts knocking on the door. So Frankie's like, oh, jerk off, I'm busy in here, and the guy keeps knocking on the stall. So finally Frankie opens the door, he's like, oh, what the fuck? And lo and behold, it's black number 8. This guy's dodging us for like fucking 10 months. He owes us 30 grand. I come into the bathroom. Yeah, I see Frankie on top of the guy. He's spitting on him. He's slapping him. His pants down around his ankles. I'll tell you. Frankie, man. I can't believe he's gone.
Damn, that sucks, bro. Anyway. I'm pretty sure Butcher is, like, in one of the bathrooms shoving body parts into the toilet. Hey.
The one time Nigel family
Excuse
kicks
me.
me out, they destroy the place. Gonna need more than me to clean up this mess.
You can say that again. Dolfo,
Hey,
how
what's
you
up?
holding up?
Jackie?
You seem like you have significantly less perforation.
So, I was fucked up, huh?
You can say that again, I guess. Once more.
Say hi to everyone for me.
Oh, thank God you made it, sir. The nerve of them barging into our home uninvited. And armed, no less.
Okay. You keep being incredibly British, my guy.
Jackie, boy, are you a sight for sore eyes. I'm really sorry about what happened, Jackie.
It's alright, Tony.
Okay. Let's get up to the center.
What's that noise? Ooh, God. Oh, Butcher. Jesus, man. Got a lot of meat in here.
Jesus Christ. Jackie?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
I'm sorry about what happened to Sarah, Jackie.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Butch. I want to say that Butcher was like blonde in the comics, if I'm remembering them right. It's been a while since I've actually like.
Jackie.
Oh, Jimmy.
You don't want to go up there, kid. Nothing you need to see.
Ah, fuck, Jimmy. This is all my fault.
Occupational hazard, son. I'm just so sorry about your aunt. She was one tough broad, you know. Funeral is today. We should get down there soon.
Yeah. Let's go.
I am gonna go upstairs though. BRB. Take a look around. Take a look around. I'm just gonna go take a look around. Should probably put those candles out just to start a fire. Damn, this is sucks, bro. Ooh. That is a lot of blood. Can I, like, pick that up? No? You're just gonna force me to leave it on the floor? Alright. Where the hell is the panic room, actually? Because they said that Sarah was hiding in the panic room, but I don't know where that is. What's all this then? Magazines. Alright. Let's go! Ah, shit, I can't jump the fucking... Huh! Damn. Yeah! Huh! Oh, fucking invisible walls, god damn it. Alright, Vinny.
Boss, we're ready to head to the cemetery. Just say the word and we're gone.
I'm ready.
Go say goodbye to Aunt Sarah, Vinny.
You go ahead. I'll make sure the boys are ready for you when you get there.
Appreciate it, Vin. So that's going to be it for today. I want to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did.
When I was 18, running numbers for my cocksucking Uncle Paulie, I used to kill time at Rocco's. Real shithole of a bar. But the waitress, biggest tits you ever seen. I'm pissed drunk this one time, and I hear someone call my name. Next thing I know, 5 goons are stomping my head in. Fucking assholes put me in a hospital for a week. 2 people sat with me the whole time. Jenny and my Aunt Sarah. My last day there, when I'm finally healed up, Aunt Sarah leans in, slips me a piece of paper. It's got the names and addresses of the assholes who put me in there. One look and I got the lesson. I wasn't gonna make the same mistake those fuckers did.
The mistake being leaving him alive.
Jackie, none of this is real.
Whoa.
Here you go, Jackie.
Thanks, man. If you enjoyed the stream, you can follow me here on Twitch. I have special emotes at tiers 1, 2, and 3. You can also follow me on Twitter at @Sane_intolerant or on YouTube at youtube.com/SaneIntolerant, where I post all the streams after they happen. Art for the stream was done by Cosmindart on Twitter, COSMINDART. Highly recommend checking his stuff out. It's fantastic. Upcoming streams. Let's see. Wednesday will be Wind Waker. Haven't figured out what's replacing Order 1886 on Thursdays just yet, but I'll have something figured out by then, I'm sure. Friday will be more BioShock Infinite, Burial at Sea Episode 2. Hopefully we'll have to see if the fucking curse of Burial at Sea continues with just that particular game causing me all sorts of issues. And then next Saturday we'll be playing more Darkness 2. As I've said, I still really like this game, even with some of the less savory parts of it. It's still a really fun game to play. And it's honestly a series that, quite frankly, deserves a third entry. And I hope one day it gets it. Hopefully something with the kind of like aesthetic and stylization that the second game has, and maybe not something that tries to be like, you know, realistic looking like the first game, because let me tell you, all these years down the line, like the first game and this one came out like 4 years apart, I want to say, and like, is there certain elements of the first game that still look pretty good? Like, I mean, sure, lighting's really nice, there is some good model work there, but like, you can definitely see how like someone these days could look at it and just like, this looks like shit. Which, you know, absolutely no shade on like Starbreeze for that. They had a very specific aesthetic going with their games between this, Chronicles of Riddick, Syndicate, and, you know, I can respect that. But, like, this game, 10 years down the line, still looks great, honestly. And like I said, this game ends in such a way that you're going to be wishing that there was a third entry. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll see you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care.